This is lesson 9 of Japanese from Zero, book 1, as you see on the screen. Or for those of you that are members of the website, it is course 1. Today we're going to talk about, or in this video I guess, because some of you have been watching the videos nonstop, it's the same day. It's days of the week and years. Kind of a weird combination, but it's what we need to do right now. And also you do need to know ya, you, yo, which are super important because after ya, you, yo, when you learn the compound hiragana, you need to know ya, you, yo. It's the most important 3 hiragana probably that you need to know. And wa, wo, un. Finally we add un. Un is, I realized yesterday, my favorite hiragana. It's like a Zorro thing, like, it's really cute. And we learned this, you should have already learned this by now, it's wo. Now I'm saying wo because when you type it, you have to type W-O to get it on the screen. But a lot of times it's really just sounds like an O, and we're gonna learn about that in lesson 10. But right now, just learn how to write it, and then when you get to 10, you'll finally be able to use it. All right, let's look at some new words. New words are tnjoうび. tnjoうび. Oh, look at that. Nice little un right there. I love un. You know what's great about un? So if you add a u in front of un, like a u, it's just a quick way to say yes. It's kind of sweet. It's the shortest word you can know in Japanese, I think, beyond like or o. Okay, so tnjoうび, what day of the week, and what year is nannen. Nannen. Very important. Okay, and what the heck's happening here? What is happening here? I don't know why. Let's just get these on the screen. Wow, that's awkward. Whew. Okay, so we have these 3 words that we need to know that are year related. We have kotoshi, this year, kyonen, last year, and rainen, next year. So kotoshi, kyonen, rainen. Kotoshi, kyonen, rainen. Now I assume you've already been through the lesson. I assume you've already put some effort into memorizing these words. All right, now we need to know days of the week. Let's just go through them because they're kind of important. You're going to use them every day of the week. 月曜日, 月曜日. 火曜日, 火曜日, 火曜日. 水曜日, 水曜日. 木曜日, 木曜日. 金曜日, 金曜日. TGI 金曜日. 土曜日, 土曜日. And 日曜日. Now, you could just memorize this entire list. 月曜日, 火曜日, 水曜日, 木曜日, 金曜日, 土曜日, 日曜日, but it's a lot of things, right? It's yobi, 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 yobi over again. So instead of that, what you can do is, you can learn what the Japanese do. They just do the first part, the part that I've just now colored yellow. 月, 火, 水, 木, 金, 土, 日. They say it really fast. 月, 火, 水, 木, 金, 土, 日. 月, 火, 水, 木, oh my gosh, my brain. 月, 火, 水, 木, 金, 土, 日. 月, 火, 水, 木, 金, 土, 日. So they say it like that. And a lot of times if they're saying a bunch of days in a row, like, oh, what days are you working? Oh, I work 水, 金, 日. They'll say it like that. They'll say just the first part of it. I don't want you to do that yet because it takes a little bit of knowing how the days of the week work. I'd rather have you say 木曜日と金曜日と日曜日. That's what I'd rather have you say at this point. Especially when you're saying just one day alone, it's never going to be that short form. All right. So, let's say I wanted to ask you, what is the day of the week today? Before I show it to you, I'd like you to think about it. Someone got it. I heard it. I don't know if you know this, but when you stream on YouTube, you can hear people at home they actually turn your camera on, and I get sound notifications in my Bluetooth. It's 今日は何曜日ですか? 今日は何曜日ですか? Now, if I looked at you and just said 何曜日ですか? and there was no prior topic, you would assume you mean what day of the week is it without there being a today. Okay? So it doesn't have to be there. It's just nice. 今日は何曜日ですか? Now you'll see that the entire sentence is written in hiragana, which is great progression. All we really don't know in this sentence is the compound hiragana, which come after, well, that's the last lesson of the hiragana lessons, which is very soon. So, 今日は何曜日ですか? The answer is, it was yesterday at least. It's not today. But let's assume today is Tuesday. So how would you say Tuesday? 火曜日です。火曜日です。What if it was Thursday? 木曜日です。木曜日です。You couldn't say 木です。You couldn't say かです。You couldn't do that. If you said かです, it would mean it's a mosquito. So even though Japanese will say かすい to mean Tuesday, Wednesday, it doesn't mean you can just drop the yobi. You need yobi. I mean, it would be as awkward as saying, hey, what day is it today? Oh, it's Mon. That's Tues. Yo, dude, it's Thurs. We don't do that, right? But we could say theoretically, yeah, I go to work Mon, no, we don't do that either. We don't do Mon, Wens, Fry. We don't do that, but Japanese do. So when you see it in an anime or you see it in a drama, let me know when you see it. Okay. A common one, by the way, you'll hear is donichi. Because donichi is the weekend, right? There's a word for weekend. It's shumatsu. Shumatsu. Kind of a bonus word. Not in the book. But sometimes they'll say donichi. My days off are donichi. They'll say it like that. And that just means Saturday and Sunday. What if it was Friday? A lot of people love Friday. I'm not a fan of Friday. I actually don't like Friday. 金曜日. 金曜日. 金曜日です. What if I wanted to ask you, we have this, when you make new friends in Japanese, you don't know a lot of Japanese yet. You're very limited in your Japanese. So the things you can say are very basic. But using what you know, we can now ask somebody, 何曜日が好きですか? 何曜日が好きですか? What day of the week do you like? Now look, in the beginning, it's okay to have these super basic conversations. It's not bad. That's how you build up your basic understanding of Japanese. I promise you that as we move forward, these basic rules that we're learning will never, ever not be needed. They're going to be needed in every huge sentence that we get. All right? I mean, imagine, he said that he likes Monday, but when I actually asked him, he said maybe Thursday would be a better day. You can say that later on. That's a big statement, but it's comprised of small parts that you're learning right now with little words in the middle to connect them. That's really all it is. So if someone asked me, 何曜日が好きですか? And by the way, they could have said, あなたは何曜日が好きですか? They could have said that. And more commonly, they might have said, I'm not sure if we talked about this in the videos, but the most common way that Japanese people say you is not anata. It's not even kimi, which you might have heard in anime. It's really common just to say the person's name. It's like they're talking to them in third person. That means there are probably billions of ways to say you. So it is awkward when you translate it in English, but someone might say to me, ジョージは何曜日が好きですか? What day of the week does George like? Well, George likes, it's awkward. It's awkward, but they do it. 月曜日が好きです. 月曜日が. I like Monday. 月曜日. I like Monday because I have some stocks. Not a lot, just a little bit. I kind of play a little bit in the stock market. And you can't trade on the weekend, so I kind of hate the weekend. I want to know it. And it won't even show you what the stock is doing. So I have a lot of anxiety. I'm like, did I make money? Did I lose money? Okay, so 月曜日が好きです. What if someone asks you, 誕生日はいつですか? Now, if someone asks you, 誕生日はいつですか? And it's like next week, you could just say, or it's this week on a Friday, you could just say it's Friday. You could do that. You could now also give them the full date of your birthday, which for me is 10月29日です. Notice that I didn't have to say 私の誕生日は10月29日です. I didn't have to say all of that because it's directed at me. It's the equivalent of, it's October 29th. Okay, I'm just going to keep reminding you of that. What if my birthday is tomorrow? 明日です. 明日です. So my birthday could be tomorrow, or it could be 土曜日. 土曜日です. 土曜日です means it's Saturday. Okay, now let's finish up with talking about years. What we have on the screen right now says 2000年. 2000年. We learned counting way, way, way back, maybe 20 some videos ago. And this is where we're going to use it. First time we're going to use numbers above 1,000. If you want to say the year 2000, you just say 2000 and add a nen. But what about something like 1972? Now, in English, we've split it up into two numbers. We say 19 and then 72. But in Japanese, you cannot just say 1972 nen. You can't do that. You have to say 1972 nen. So it's 1972 nen. You have to say the whole thing. And by the way, that also means 1972 years. This means the year of 1972 and 1972 years. Okay? What about this year? Now, I understand that my videos, I made videos back in 2002 that are still watchable, that are still on the website. Which means if I asked in that video what year it was, they would say it's 2016 right now. But it, literally in the video I would have said it's 2002, which is 2002nen, right? I would have said that. I could be dead. I could be dead. Literally, we could be watching this in 2028. Okay? 2028nen. And you're like, oh my God. I didn't even realize that this video was this old. Is George dead? And some of you right now watching this video just Googled me and found out that I died in China when a bus hit me. It was really tragic. I was in Tiananmen Square, and it turns out the buses don't even stop for red lights. They just go. And I talked about it in an earlier video, and it happened frequently when I was visiting on a trip from Taiwan over to the mainland, and I got killed. Very sad. But hey, thanks for watching my video of the dead man. I love you, everybody. So right now, it is 2016. 2016年です。2016年です。Now that we know years and months and days of the month, we can say full dates finally. Now, in America, we have this very complicated system of saying month, then the day, then the year, which makes no sense. Like big thing, the small, the big thing, then the month. Wait, how do we do it? We go middle thing, small thing, big thing. It's out of order completely. Now, Europe gets better. Europe gets better with, I believe they do day, month, year, which is small, big, bigger. That's nice. But Japanese does the best thing. They do the biggest to the smallest. It's great for computers. Computers can order things properly. So if you want to say the day that I was born, it would be 1972年10月29日. Now you all know my birthday. Don't wait for that YouTube or Facebook or Twitter to let you know it's my birthday. And what day was I born? 私の誕生日は何曜日ですか? Now, 誕生日 can mean the day of birth or birthday. Typically, it means in everyday Japanese just birthday, but we don't know any other words yet, so we're going to just say it like that. So when is the day? What day of the week is my birthday? I looked it up. It was 日曜日. I thought we were done. No, I added this. Okay, this is good. So now we know how to say the years. I already did this just a second ago, but let's see. How would you say, what year is it this year? 今年は何年ですか? 今年は何年ですか? I see what I did. I imagined that it was 9 years in the future. It's 9 years in the future from 2016. So you have to add 9 to 2016. That becomes 2025. So this is the year that I almost died. It was a couple years later that I actually died in China. 2025年です。2025年です。What if we had a time machine and we went back to 1985? How would you say, because a lot of you were born in 1985, how would you say 1985? Good. No, bad. Yeah, wow, some of you guys got it. 1985年。1985年です。What if you had a time machine and you went back in time, but you didn't know exactly where you were, and the person that you were with said, hey, 何年ですか? What year is it? And you're like, maybe it's 1801? Ha, do you remember maybe? Is it もちろん? もちろん means of course. It is 多分。多分1801年です。多分1801年です。Let's say we're asking about wine, I don't drink wine, but I know that was the only thing I could think of that has years. And you say, what year is good? 何年がいいですか? 何年がいいですか? What year is good? So maybe they're like, this is a 16T 1984 or whatever. What year would you like on your wine or on your tea? 1950 is a very good year, I heard. So how would you say 1950 would be good? 1950 is good. Some of you are scrambling. 1950年がいいです. You could even say, someone says like, what year is good for you? You could say, 1950年が美味しいです. Like maybe you've drinking it before. Oh, 1950 is delicious. That's a weird thing to say out of context, but we're talking about wine. All right, let me ask you a question. Assuming that it is 2017 or 2016, oops. If I ask you, 来年は何年ですか? 来年は何年ですか? What's the answer? That means what year is next year? 来年は2017年です. 2017年です. But those of you that are watching in 2025, and I really hope this happens, that there are people watching right now in 2025 and their minds are blown. What is next year for you guys? 来年は何年ですか? 2026年. I'm sure we all share the same sentiment. I miss George. I miss that guy. He was a good guy. I'll see you all in the next lesson, which is, looks like lesson 9. The next thing on the PowerPoint says lesson 9. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.